Add another person who's not a fan of Marvel Studios in Hollywood. This time we're talking about Patricia Arquette, who goes out there and slams Marvel as more or less the problem in everything that's going on with the strikes. So this comes at us from Deadline, who was first to report on it, and this was over at the Amazon offices in Toronto, and a bunch of actors were there, and they've been on a strike for a long time, obviously. Actors and writers just standing strong. And then Patricia Arquette took it upon herself to talk a little bit more about everything that's going on, how they have to unite, stand together, and everything like that. And when talking about what's going on and the future, what they want, she got on to talking about Marvel. And she puts a lot of blame for what's going on today on Marvel, saying that if they don't stand strong and they keep going the way they're going, especially with all the studios going to AI, that the AI is just going to tell them, well, make more blockbuster Marvel style movies because that's going to give you money. And she says that's literally what we need to avoid. And I'm going to agree with her. What else can you agree with, right? I get what she's saying. And she's using Marvel as a sort of blanket term, like a lot of other people do. Marvel redefined the entire last decade for what everybody's going to do with their films. You got to get the shared universe out. You got to have interconnected plots and characters. You need to sprawl over to the TV side of things, and you got to have this mass, just overlapping everything, right? Everybody wants that. We've seen that. And in turn, we then saw that other studios were literally like, let's just make our own Marvel movies, right? That's what we got to do. You know, Sony followed, WB, Universal, everybody tried it. They've all more or less failed. And she's right that if you ask an AI, hey, what's the most popular movie today? It's pretty much going to spit you out a Marvel movie. And that's what studios are doing. That's what they're looking at, right? We know WB talked about this a couple of years ago. They had an entire division that was literally like, hey, work on AI and we're going to have them generate what we think is going to make us the most amount of money. From what we understand, Black Adam was the result of that. So she's right. She's not wrong. You need to not be Marvel. But what I will say is I've seen a lot of people attack her, and I understand what they're saying. It's the big Marvel budget movies that also allow the smaller projects to exist and people to grow in their craft. And while I agree with that, I think if you look at it right now, big blockbuster hits are going to keep being big blockbuster hits. You're going to have a few medium-sized films and a bunch of small ones. But what I'm saying and what many other people are saying is nobody's rushing out to see these comedies anymore, right? Because that's just not pulling in people as much. People want their money's worth, especially when tickets are going up in prices, inflation and everything, and people are making less money than ever. People are being more aware. So are you going to go see the new Marvel film, which has a pretty good track record and you might enjoy it? Or are you going to risk your money on Blood and Honey 2 or whatever, right? You guys see what I'm saying? What other people are saying? Like, there's a balance to it. But I do agree with her. It's a bad way to look at everything and just say, well, yeah, if they just look at it, they're going to go make more Marvel movies because that's literally the key. I mean, look at Sony. They literally said, well, we don't have Spider-Man, so what do? Produce endless Spider-Man spin-offs without him. How has that gone? Not good.